Flicker is about at all. You know, sometimes, it's interesting though, because sometimes I do this thing called, which some people would call it automatic writing. And sometimes what you get is extraordinary and is fascinating. And it's something that comes almost from this whole spirit of surrealism, which people know I'm a big fan of surrealist cinema and surrealist music and surrealist writing. And sometimes I like to just put words together, and it's funny how so often when you do that, it does have a meaning. It does have a meaning. It has a meaning to the people that listen to the music, and it has a meaning to the person who wrote it, even though the meaning was not conscious and not intended. Right now, Flicker, no idea. I'll probably look at it in 3 months and I'll figure out what the meaning is. But right now I'd say it's a piece of surrealist action art. I don't know what it means, but it's interesting anyway. Bonnie the Cat's quite aggressive. Funny that people ask me about the title of Bonnie the Cat. Bonnie the Cat is named after the studio cat where we recorded the song, because I didn't actually have a title that I specifically wanted to use for it. And we've been using the Bonnie the Cat as a working title. And actually, in a kind of perverse way, I decided I really liked it as the title. The song itself is one of a string of songs I've written about relationships that didn't go too well, relationships gone bad. And it's quite a twisted one. There are many phases to relationship going wrong. There's the anger and the bitterness, then there's the sadness, then there's the melancholy and depression. So you have these different phases, and depending on what period of time you kind of concentrate your energy on when you write the song, or what period of time you're actually in, the song can come out in many different ways. I think that's one of the beauties of love songs or hate songs or relationship songs, and why so many are written still. It's because you never run out of ways to look at those situations. There's always a fresh perspective. They never get boring, love songs or hate songs or whatever you call them. So Bonnie the Cat is one of those songs written in the kind of anger period. It's very aggressive, it's very angry, it's very kind of, you fucked up my life, how dare you? How dare you make me fall in love with you? It's that kind of song. And I've written a lot of songs like that over the years, which people forget, I think. They sometimes think if you're a progressive rock band that you write songs about space and fantasy and hobbits and things. And I've never written things about, I've always written about, basically how girls have fucked me up. And there's another song on the record like that, Remember Me Love, which I'm sure we'll come to, which is also, but it's in the different period, it's in the bitterness, and you probably want to ask me about that separately. Bonnie the Cat, anyway, that's what Bonnie the Cat's about. Black Dahlia. Yes, Black Dahlia was the title comes from a very famous murder case in America in I think 40s or 50s, was it? I forget exactly when. It was a fascinating story. It was an aspiring Hollywood actress was found in broad daylight, murdered on a kind of piece of grass in downtown LA. And her body had been perfectly severed down the middle. And when I say perfectly, I mean with kind of medical precision. And it led to one of the most, sensational murder hunts of the 20th century. And there's been books written about Black Dahlia, and film. I think a film was made of the whole case as well. It's a fascinating story. But having said that, the song has absolutely nothing to do with it whatsoever. It's another of those situations where I took a title and I put it together with something that I guess is inspired more by the mood of the title rather than the specifics. Very melancholic song about, again, something I've written about a lot, about this sense of the pressure to achieve, the pressure to make something of your life. Many years ago, Porcupine Tree made an album called Signify, which was all about this idea of wanting your life to signify something. I think as you get older, those things become less important, and you kind of accept the fact that life is this wonderful gift. and that really the best thing you can do with life is just to be happy. And you don't have to create this, incredible sense of significance, and really that's all ego at the end of the day. But still, the idea of ambition and achievement, and that kind of does relate back slightly to the idea of the Black Dahlia, because the victim of that was an aspiring Hollywood actress who had obviously got mixed up with people that she thought could help her career, and ended up paying, a terrible price for it. So it's kind of that idea of pressure of achievement, specifically looking back and sensing that sense of having not achieved or not reached your potential. Remember Me Lover is the other kind of twisted relationship breakup song on the record. And this, as I say, is about the second phase. So if you have the anger phase, then you have the kind of phase of bitterness. And, the kind of, well, I never really needed you anyway, I was only going out with you for as a favour, all that kind of bullshit that we tell ourselves. I didn't need you anyway, I'm happier now that you're gone. That great lie, I'm happier now you're gone. And we've all been through that situation where we kind of make this kind of, it's the bitter and twisted period in the relationship breakup. We try and convince ourselves that actually we're better off. And in some cases we're right, but at the time we don't really believe it. It's just a way of trying to, use that resentment to make the other person feel guilty, and maybe, just maybe, they'll come back to you if you make them feel bad enough. So, it's, again, I don't tend to write love songs that are happy. I tend to write love songs. I give the idea that I've been ditched by a lot of girls, which is probably not the case, but the ones that I have been ditched by have left a very deep scar. So I keep coming back to one person in particular, which I keep coming back to write songs about her time and time and time again. Which again, I suppose comes back to the idea of the incident itself, that there are certain things in your life that do change you, almost beyond recognition. And sometimes a relationship can do that. A relationship that doesn't go well, yes, you get over it, but you don't at the same time. If the person was meant that much to you, sometimes they can cast a shadow across the rest of your life. And I think that's certainly the case with me in one particular case. And I keep writing songs. Sometimes they're angry, sometimes they're bitter, sometimes they're sad and sort of more resigned. So I guess you have two more on this record to add to the pile.